This is how the nuts come in from the field, straight off the tree, still in their green husk. And then on farm, before selling it out of the country, we need to remove the husk. So we put it through this machine, and it comes out like that. We have to sort it out by hand, and then we remain with these, which is nut and shell. And that is the form which we send it down out of the country.
Tomato pakuti sekunoi fuaikwa kuya office ya Barot and the PQPS department. Then bafire bakwata that permit which is 20 kwacha. Elo bafika kuno pakwati baichekera tomato ilike bwino tairi bwino.
Our focus is trying to exchange information with them with regard to the crops that they are growing, and also their target markets, because each market has certain phytosanitary requirements that must be met by Zambia as an exporter.
Zambia has huge potential to expand its agricultural production due to its vast resource arable land, coupled with the global increase of agricultural trade. The landlocked country has proven to be a strategic trade hub due to its central location with 8 neighboring countries and is a member of several trade blocs on the continent. Further, Zambia is also known as a haven of investments in Africa. Therefore, market access for agricultural products in Zambia is readily available for both small and commercial traders who export their products to neighboring countries such as DRC and overseas.
Anything. They've got 5. Before they reach where they go, they've got 6 pay points where they pay their products before they enter into Congo.
Most of these products from small traders include tomatoes, onions, and other vegetables, while commercial traders mainly trade in blueberries, avocados, passion fruits, and macadamias. However, the movement of plants and plant products is crucial for safe trade as it governs international trade. Globally, the International Plant Protection Convention (IPPC), the Treaty on Phytosanitary Measures, adopted the first international standards for phytosanitary measures (ISPM) in 1993. As of April 2022, the following measures stand: protect sustainable agriculture and enhance global food security, protect the environment and forest and biodiversity, and facilitate economic and trade development. To address this and enforce compliance of international standards, the Ministry of Agriculture saw it fit to have an independent department to vigilante the government, business sector, scientists, and farmers on all matters related to plant health. The Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Service, popularly known as PQPS, is a technical department in the Ministry of Agriculture. The department is also the National Plant Protection Organization (NPPO) of Zambia, with a footprint in Chilanga district of Lusaka province.
To promote trade in agricultural commodities, the ministry has 2 main technical departments. These are PQPS, or Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Services Department, and then the Agribusiness and Marketing Department. These 2 departments are very cardinal in facilitating and promoting a safe trade. It is very important to highlight the importance of sanitary and phytosanitary measures of a trading partner to avoid setbacks. In this very case, Zambia has ensured compliance to phytosanitary requirements for the EU number 2072 of 2019. Finally, the ministry wishes to strongly encourage all those involved in avocado production, such as the Lusaka Avocado Multipurpose Cooperative, the Avocado Growers Association of Zambia, and other farmers, to take advantage of the of the gained market access and visit the plant quarantine and the phytosanitary services department in Chilanga to get all the technical information and if need be some training in readiness for the market access.
The Plant, Pests and Diseases Act Cap 233 and the Noxious Weeds Act Cap 231 of the laws of Zambia empower PQPS to execute its mandate.
The Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Service is one of the regulatory offices under the Ministry of Agriculture. The key mandate of PQPS is to prevent the introduction of plant pests. These are pests that are associated with commodities moving across borders. But apart from just preventing the introduction and spread of these pests, PQPS facilitates trade. And in this case, it issues trade documents that can ensure that whatever is moving across borders is in compliance with the phytosanitary requirements of a trading partner. So how do we do this as PQPS? PQPS, we've got a footprint at HQ here in Chilanga, but also we've got presence of plant health inspectors at the airport, KKI, and we've also positioned various plant health inspectors at various ports of entry or exit, that's the borders.
PQPS has plant health inspectors placed at all entry points across the country, strategic checkpoints like Kafue and airports.
This is Kafue checkpoint. This is where we usually check for documents from borders. Mainly we deal with products that come from Sesheke, Livingstone, Chirundu and Kazungula. So here what we do mostly is we just check for the documents and we check for compliance. So mainly the documents that we check for here are the plant import permits when products are coming from these borders entering into Zambia. So we just check to see if the dates are valid and the documents are valid themselves. So what we also check for are the phytosanitary certificates when products are being exported out of the country. So what we usually check for is the phytosanitary certificate. Just check if it's valid and if it's all the details are okay. So here mainly the products that we've been receiving, the products that are coming out, mostly we receive rosewood, maize bran, soya cake and cotton cake. The products that are coming into the country from the borders, usually it's plants, oranges, fruits, vegetables and products like rice and soya beans.
All agricultural commodities destined for commercial or non-commercial export are subjected to phytosanitary inspection and certification to ensure they are free from harmful pests and diseases. Imported commodities are also physically examined at various points of entry, such as Chirundu border, to verify if they meet phytosanitary requirements. Apart from plants, wood packaging material is also checked for International Plant Protection Convention IPPC numbers and heat treatment HT labels.
At the border, when we're inspecting wood packaging material, what we look for is this. So this is a mark. This is an IPPC mark which shows that the wood packaging material has been treated. So in this case, you can see that this is HT. This is heat treatment. So the wood packaging material was treated using heat treatment. So this is what our plant health inspectors look for. This is what we look for at the border in a situation where there's wood packaging material moving international trade.
All this is done to ensure that Zambia sustains its market access because sanitary and phytosanitary measures may result in restrictions on trade.
The process of receiving peas here at York Farm begins at intake. At intake, what we do when the product comes from the farm, it is weighed through the scale, and then from there, random samples are picked by the QCs who bring them to the assessment table. At the assessment table there, the main objective of that assessment table is to ensure that the defects that are found in the sugar snap have been assessed. So we assess the sugar snap based on the customer specifications. These customer specifications, they will show the defects that are not supposed to be found in the product that has been received. And these specifications are pasted on the walls just for the QCs to see what they need to look out for in a product. So the next stage after the product has been received at the receiving area, it has to be taken into the raw material code room. And from the raw material code room, it is issued into the lines, into the packing hall, like what you saw. And there the process is a sorting of the product. It has to be sorted according to the customer specifications. And any defects that have been found in a product are supposed to be isolated. Only the best product that complies to the customer specifications is packed. And once that is done, the product is taken into the dispatch code room. And there it is boxed and palletized, ready for dispatch. It is at that point where the PQPS comes in to assess the product.
But what are some of the units that enable PQPS execute its mandate effectively? For stakeholders to effectively trade well and comply with the said sanitary and phytosanitary standards, access to information is paramount.
As Plant Quarantine and Phytosanitary Service, we are also called a National Plant Protection Organization of Zambia. So our main mandate is to prevent introduction of plant pests, those that are associated with trade, those that are moved as plants and plant products are moved in trade across borders or internationally. So in order to fulfill our mandate, we don't work in isolation. We have stakeholders that we collaborate with. For instance, other border agencies like customs, they are quite key stakeholders in our undertaking our mandate because as you know that customs, one of their mandates is also to clear consignments. So we work hand in hand. If it's an agricultural commodity, they cannot clear it before it's attended to by agriculture and cleared in terms of plant pests and diseases. Once it's certified free of those harmful organisms, that's when we give a go-ahead to customs to clear. So that's how we collaborate with them.
Additionally, in line with government's initiative of providing products and services through electronic technologies, PQPS has a wide range of digital solutions which are necessary in trade facilitation.
As you may be aware, the Ministry of Agriculture has since 2020 deployed a system called the Zambia Electronic Single Window. So this is a system that came on board to try and ensure that the inefficiencies that were coming with the manual processes, the unnecessary costs that traders were incurring just to get permits by moving from one department, say for instance you go to SCCI, you go to PQPS, and you go to ABM. All those things which were actually a cost, an unnecessary cost on the traders, it was decided that through the single window these would be eliminated. So even duplication of work where you have to do things twice, you have to go to this side doing the same things, all that was being looked at, and that was the objective of coming up with the single window. And thanks to the Zambia Revenue Authority ICT team that came on board and actually managed this whole system development very well, and it was finally deployed in 2020.
It should be noted that sanitary and phytosanitary services are not free.
For the phytosanitary certificates, the charge is 120, and phytosanitary certificates are actually categorized into two. We have what we call a commercial phytosanitary certificate and also a non-commercial. So a commercial phytosanitary certificate is obtained at 120 kwacha. Then the non-commercial one is half of that, which is 60 kwacha. Then when we come to plant import permits, similarly, we have what we call a commercial plant import permit, which is charged on traded commodities, those commodities that are meant for trade, and the charge is 130 kwacha. Well, for non-commercial plant import, for non-commercial commodities, is actually half of that, which is 65 kwacha. So when it comes to transit commodities, those that are not meant to be offloaded in the country, they are just passing through the country, we charge 300 kwacha per consignment. Then we also charge something for inspection, whatever form of inspection that we do, be it farm inspection, fumigation inspection, export inspection, import inspection, transit inspection. The charge is uniform at 195 kwacha. And all this money goes into Control 99. It's government revenue. It's called actually non-tax revenue. So we actually clients deposit it into the government account.
Zambia has role model farmers who are able to export plants subjected to strict phytosanitary inspection. Andrew Moffat is one of them. Andrew is a farmer in Mukushu District Central Province. He grows passion fruits and macadamias for export. Although it's possible to grow macadamia and passion fruits in Zambia, it is not easy to export them. To successfully export macadamia and passion fruits, packaging should be taken into consideration.
To get into the export market, macadamia is a lot easier than passion fruit. Passion fruit has a lot of hurdles in the way of certifications and standards which you have to reach for export. But macadamias should be easily within reach of emerging farmers and developing farmers. Yeah, the main thing is just a bit of land and some water, and then you would have to go to a reputable nursery for trees, and patience, because it takes a long time. It takes about 5 years before you start getting any nuts off the trees.
Okay.
But otherwise, macadamias, they do grow really well here. They need constant attention, but I think that's something that farmers can do. They can always look after their crops and their trees.
PQPS does not work in isolation to fulfill its mandate. The department at Kasumbalesa border post, for example, works closely with various local associations involved in international trade. Cross-border traders are happy working with PQPS in ensuring their products are fit for human consumption.
This association controlling the inflow of fruits and vegetables in Kasumbalesa. Of course, our market is Congo. We all depend on Congo for the customers. Those are our many customers. So we thought if we put control of the inflow of the goods, we are going to make money. There will be no wastage. So that's how it started, and how we have been working with Ministry of Agriculture. Sometimes we do have challenges, yes, but it's not always. When we receive the goods from outside Kasumbalesa, outside Chidilabongo, we do engage people from Ministry of Agriculture to come and inspect the goods, because mostly we would also want to make sure the goods that are coming here, they are fit for human consumption, and also those that are going into Congo, they are also fit for human consumption.
Kuno nga fwe baba in charge under tomato department, kwali ba amakwebo under plant department ku DRC, nga mwalosha kuno makumandi huko. If tupokera tomato yonzaya, tupokera more than 1,500 boxes per day. So turechita pio na kubuteko kumuno kweba tne fwe bene nga tomato department bafile batusakamana bale tusakamana elio ukumaking sure tabane abalenso ba Congo ili bale pita pa border, at least bakwata that access ya kupita buno pa border elio tuletotera ndefela ndire bakateka ife bale fo kubombera pamo chalo cha DRC Congo ba President Sekedi na ba President HH kwati as small traders tuikatane bakwe batiro file pita file mu Congo efintu tutakolebo kwa tsarasi paboda ngama small traders.
The way we are operating, as our major role is to prevent the introduction of plant pests in the country and in the district, particularly Chirilabombo. The way we are working with the various stakeholders, particularly associations, is in the way that we are asking the associations to come through the office and obtain documents. And these documents vary. There is the major one, which is the plant movement permit. That one is an inland trade document.
It is the responsibility of PQPS to ensure there is quality of agricultural produce and prevent the adverse impact of plant diseases on the economy, the environment, and human health while facilitating international trade.
This government will continue to facilitate agricultural exports, as this will ensure our local producers and exporters maximize on the benefits of the existing preferential trade agreements and opportunities in regional and international markets. I would like to repeat that the government of the Republic of Zambia is determined to improve market access for farmers and other players, the quality of agricultural products grown and processed in the country. We are therefore consulting relevant stakeholders on ways of strengthening phytosanitary measures, the Plant Pests and Disease Act, and other pieces of legislation that govern and promote agricultural trade. This government is committed to creating a predictable policy environment that promotes safe trade in agro-commodities. As I conclude my remarks, allow me to recognize and appreciate the important role that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Southern African Trade and Investment Hub has played in supporting government's efforts in strengthening sanitary and phytosanitary measures and awareness creation on compliance to local and international phytosanitary regulations. I thank you all for listening.